Hi, let's go around and see how my garden looks like at the beginning of July. So I'm starting over here on my patio where I have this beautiful apple tree growing in a container. It is a dwarf apple tree that I planted 5 years ago, and it is so loaded with fruits. It's such a prolific tree, and I'm so excited to see the fruits. Then moving forward, I have this section of the garden where I have a tree in the middle. This is a nectarine tree. It's a peach tree, correction. And it is 3 years old, and it's also loaded with fruits. It's doing really well. It's called Crest Haven. That's the name of the tree, and I can highly recommend it. Some beautiful dahlias over here. So beautiful. Have some herbs growing, that's sage and rosemary, among others. A lot of calendula and borage. Moving forward, I have this area where I let my chickens free range at this time of the year because of my garden. If I let them go into the garden, they will destroy everything, so I just let them free range in this area, and in winter, when I'm done with the garden, they can move to the garden. So moving over to the main garden area, which is this whole space. I'm going to start in front here where I still have my calico still under the net, and I'm going to be harvesting soon and freezing some of it to use in winter. Then I have my African nightshade or black nightshade vegetable. I harvested this about 1 week ago, and I showed in a video how to harvest it so that one can continuously harvest and have more of the vegetable. And there I had explained how one tops the plant and leaves the armpit area, and as you can see, it's growing back. So soon, maybe in a week's time or 2 weeks, I'm gonna be harvesting this part again, and then it will continue growing, because even this part, you see, it also has an armpit, but I explained everything in that video. I will link it below. Then I have more tomatoes growing here. This is my first time growing in this area in containers, and the tomatoes are doing so well. There are different types. I have different slices and paste tomatoes, and they're already fruiting. I just have to keep up with the water situation, especially now in summer when it's really hot. I have to water them every day, but so far everything looks so good, and it's going to be a good year. Over on these trailers, I have some melons growing, some honey melons. This is also an experiment. I don't know if it's going to do well, but this is my first time growing melons, and so far the plants look okay. Yeah, so I'm hoping that it works out. And over here I have some pole beans. Everything looks good. They're reaching up, as you can see. Yeah, And the garden looks so beautiful at this time of the year. Lavender is growing over here. And I still have another bed of kale. Normally I prefer covering this bed, but the net I have is a little bit small, so I had to put it out. Put it down because it was pressing the leaves. But otherwise I prefer covering my brassicas because the white butterflies are already up and about, as you can see. That's one of them. And what they do is lay their eggs on all your brassicas and eat the larvae. They eat the vegetables, and that's so annoying. But I'm going to be harvesting most of it today and freezing, and that's going to help to reduce the population. So moving forward, I have this part of the garden where I grow my tomatoes, and they're also doing so well. This are also different type of tomatoes, like each line it's a different variety. I have paste tomatoes, I have sandwich slicers, and they all look so healthy. So this is how normally we support our tomatoes, just with a pole like this, and then we use a twine to tie the tomato on the pole. And normally I try to only have like 2 leaders, but at times it's difficult, when you don't do it for like a week and you come and the tomato already has like 4 leaders and they're all blooming, then I tend to just leave them and try to see that I stake them well, that I support them well. And it works out for us. So let me show you my blueberries. I've already harvested 2 times, and I still have like another big harvest coming over. So as you can see, the sun is really out, but I hope you can see well that I have a lot of ripe fruit that needs to be harvested soon, and I'm gonna be doing that. The yellow raspberries are finished now, but I'm gonna have another harvest in autumn. So these are ever-bearing, I think that's what they're called, that fruit early in the year in spring and then again in autumn. So these are the tomatoes we just saw. That I have more berries behind the tomatoes in containers, but I'm not going to be showing that now. Some beautiful dahlias, beautiful hydrangeas. Then I have a big raised bed here in the middle where I'm growing different things. I have here paprikas growing. They were so stunted for a long time, but now that it's hot, they've started picking up, so that's good. I have beetroot. Beautiful vegetables. This is called mangold. In German it's called mangold. In Swiss chard, exactly. And purple sprouting broccoli, but I don't know what's happening to the heart. Looks like it's not gonna give me anything, so I might have to replace these plants with some of my other seedlings that I have. And I have more pepper plants also coming along very well. I have sweet peppers and hot peppers. I have aubergine and some kale seedlings that I just put in, so they still have to pick up. Cayenne pepper, more flowers, and everything looks really good. So normally we have 4 of these tanks, and this is where we fill water for watering the garden. from a well that we have. Over here I have corn growing. This will be ready for harvest around end of August. It's not sweet corn, it is a variety of an African corn, but it's really, really good. It's touchy. Oh, by the way, let me show you this dahlia. Beautiful dahlia. This is Dahlia gloriosa. Very beautiful. I planted this 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and they keep coming back every year. And it's the same thing that I have here and over here. Look at that bush. Just look at that. There's some winter hardy bananas that are coming back over here too. That's also a winter hardy banana. And the corn goes all the way to the fence. Then over here I have tomatoes outside the greenhouse. One row of tomatoes all the way to the end. And then I have more trees over here. I mean, I've not shown you all my trees, but this is one of the trees that I really love. It's an Asian pear that it's so prolific also. I can highly recommend. It's so loaded with fruits. So let's go over to the greenhouse and let me show you what's growing there. So we are in the greenhouse, and here I'm also growing tomatoes, and everything looks good. They don't look as good as the ones outside, but I can't complain. They're all healthy. They are blooming. You know, some have little fruits on them. So everything is good. So that's the greenhouse. And in the middle of the greenhouse is a tree that will need to be moved out in autumn. It's gonna move out, but for now it's still in here. So thank you so much for watching. That is a short tour of how everything looks right now in my garden. I hope you enjoyed the video. I would be so happy if you subscribe to my channel if you like what you see for future videos, and I appreciate you watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.